In 1990, the vast majority of them voted for the party of Aung San Suu Kyi, but the country's generals ignored the result, imprisoned her, and have imposed strict military rule ever since. Now they're offering what they call a roadmap to democracy, though many see that as a sham. Well, journalists are not being allowed in to cover the elections, but the BBC's Sue Lloyd-Roberts got in as a tourist.
The sight that the generals want outsiders to see. Contented and orderly monks, and a far cry from the uprising 3 years ago, when angry monks led an exasperated people in a nationwide protest against the government. To prove to the outside world that the rebellion is in the past, the generals are holding an election. But I found the people inside the country somewhat underwhelmed. I have to go and work in the paddy field, says this woman. I don't have time for such things. And can you blame them? 20 years ago, the people of Burma flocked to the polls and voted for democracy. The generals are not going to allow that to happen again.
This time, the generals have organised the elections according to the new constitution to ensure, however people vote, they remain in control.
The constitution guarantees the Burmese military a leading role in the new parliament with a veto over all legislation. Aung San Suu Kyi, whose party won the 1990 election, is under house arrest again until after the election. She's called on the people of Burma to boycott the poll. But hundreds of pro-democracy candidates are defying her call for a boycott. Why?
We are, participating in the election is, to have some kind of chances to find alternative way, to have democracy. We will try to show the people how democracy works.
But the government isn't making it easy for them. Opposition candidates have to fund their own campaigns. They can't criticize the current government, and they must get permission for a meeting of more than 5 people. Those elected will come here to Burma's new capital, Naypyidaw, which is not on the tourist map, and taking pictures here without permission is forbidden. We filmed 8-lane highways and modern town planning seen nowhere else in the country. Huge ministry buildings are separated from one another by acres of jungle plain. We took these, the first pictures of the vast new Parliament building, where over 100 of the 450 seats are reserved for the military, and many more will go to the government-approved party. No wonder those who led the people in protest 3 years ago are unimpressed.
This election should give us democracy, but it won't. It's just to legalise their constitution. The Burmese people are between a rock and a hard place. It's bad to go forward like this, but we don't want to go back either.
Outside the monasteries, the monks feed the hungry with their leftovers. The majority of people here live below the poverty line. Few of them believe that this election, Burmese junta style, will affect their lives. Sue Lloyd-Roberts, BBC News, Rangoon.
In the wake of an earthquake